it's time to sit back and realize that I'm going to finally actually start posting again. Last Friday I posted something about me starting posting again. Haven't posted until the Thursday after, but what the heck. Yeah, we're back on really the thing that got me started, even though I haven't gotten started yet. It is NFL predictions. This isn't the same one. It actually deleted it. But anyways, I'm gonna do we're heading into the second half of the season, and already I'm getting half of my predictions wrong. Like, I thought that the 49ers would go 8-0, and it also changed. At the bottom, there wasn't all that commercials anymore. I wish it would just change and not have commercials. But anyways, I thought that they'd be 3-13, which has not happened. I thought the Redskins would go 10-6, which has not happened. I don't know. Thought the Bills would go 7-9, and I also thought that was a good prediction because I was really hyped about them. But no, they'd have to go 1-7 from here on out, which is possible. But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and through, and I'm not gonna do stupid. Oh, I'm gonna go team by team. No, we're just gonna go right to week 10. Alright, look at your teams on by. You got the Eagles, Redskins, Jaguars, Broncos, Patriots, and Texans in a random order. Alright, okay, so it looks like we've got the better teams on the right and the worst teams on the left. Anyways, here we go. Raiders versus the Chargers. This will probably be a very... It's Thursday night, so it's actually today, 2 hours. Anyways, I think this is going to be a pretty decently good game that I'm going to be seeing in a little while. And by the time you watch this, it'll probably be over. You can make fun of me. I mean, did you know that Philip Rivers is a number one? He is a top. He has the most passing yards out of any QB right now, and his team is 4-5. I mean, look at this. They're pretty even. It's 4-4 and 4-5. I think that the Raiders had a really good start, but I think that the Chargers had a bad start. I think the Raiders had a anyway, sorry, my little brother came in here. I think that the Chargers get a dub here. They beat the Raiders, and I think that the Raiders kind of fall down. I think they go like 8-8, 9-7, something like that. I think the Chargers probably going around the same realm, but I think that sorry, I'm talking like I'm a retard. Yeah, that kind of helps them out. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's coming off of a bye week, but that really shouldn't hurt anything. I mean, Lamar Jackson is like God right now. I mean, Cincinnati's 0-8. I'm pretty sure they're probably they're tanking. That's basically just a fact now. They're probably gonna try to win this game and this game only, because if they go 8-8, then they'll have a tiniest of all possibilities to make it. Because, 8-8 teams pretty rarely make it. If you go 7-9, it's like, no, you're not making playoffs. So I think maybe they try to make this one, but after this, it's basically just tank. I'm sorry. Alright, Buffalo versus Cleveland. This actually, before the season, I probably had the Browns winning this. Because I'm pretty sure I had them going like 13-3 or some crap. That's not going to happen. Yeah, I think Buffalo's defense and Cleveland's offense probably are a good match. I think Buffalo's offense is actually coming up to meet their defense, and I think they're starting to become a pretty elite team, Buffalo. And Cleveland was just way, way overhyped. And I mean, if you lose to the Broncos last week, you lose to Buffalo the next. Another bad game. There's a lot of bad games. I mean, the LAC Oakland, pretty good game, but then you got 4 games right there that are insanely easy to pick. I mean, you could basically go boom, boom if you wanted to. But I'm going to have to explain them first. So, I think Kansas City beats off Tennessee mainly because they're kind of in a rebuilding year. If you think about it, they got a new quarterback. They benched Mariota, who was supposed to be their franchise quarterback for a little while, but he wasn't. If it sounds a little weird, I just moved around my mic. Kansas City, they're getting Patrick Mahomes back, and if Matt Moore can take this team and beat the Vikings, I think Patrick Mahomes can take this team and easily beat the Titans, unless Derrick Henry goes to work. And I already forgot their quarterback's name. Old quarterback from Miami. It goes to work, then I really don't see anything happening. Miami, Indianapolis. I don't care if Miami beat the Jets. The Jets are the Jets. I think Indianapolis Colts win this. Jacoby Brissett getting another win. He is really overperforming what everyone, including myself, thought. I thought they'd be drafting for another quarterback after this, but no, he's actually keeping them in playoff contention. Not even playoff contention. People are pretty sure they're going to make the playoffs. Right now, everyone is in playoff contention. Even the freaking Bengals. Bengals could win out. All of the division loses. They end up somehow winning the division. AFC is trash. Worst teams beating better teams all the way around. Suddenly the Bengals are 6th seed. You know, you never know. Alright, Giants versus Jets. Two horrible teams, really. I think the Jets are a slightly better team. I don't know what happened. Danny Dimes there in the beginning he had a great start. I mean, everyone was like, whoa, this man's insane. I mean, he beat like the Buccaneers and the Redskins, and everyone's freaking out like, whoa, he's gonna do great things. But I think Sam Darnold gets another win. And they play the Redskins in Week 11, so we'll have to see. All right, Rams. The Rams suddenly are doing better than they were. It was like last year they won a Super Bowl. Now it's like, yeah, they're the Rams. The Rams win. Because Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh never wins anything. Yeah. That made no sense to me either. Detroit versus Chicago. This is another good game, actually. I think it's a pretty good game. I think that everyone's probably putting Chicago above Detroit and everything, no matter how bad they do. When you look at the division, people are probably like, oh yeah, Chicago. But I really think Detroit kind of shows everybody like, hey, maybe the Bears aren't. What is that? 1 second. Just my brother again. Alright, Arizona versus Tampa Bay. Another pretty bad matchup. Arizona's great against bad teams, and they get another win. I think they're gonna be pretty bad from now on, because I see them, because they probably think like, oh yeah, we have a chance to make the playoffs. They're 3-5-1. They're like, all right, we got this, man. Come on, we're basically 4-5. Come on, guys. We can pound them. Come on. Keep pounding, like the Panthers say. But yeah, I think the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray outruns Jameis Winston easily. I think this is Jameis Winston's last year by far. I don't care what he did against the Rams or teams like that. Yeah. Carolina versus Green Bay. I think Green Bay is probably evenly matched with Carolina right now, because Kyle Allen is a great quarterback, and with Cam Newton on IR for the rest of the season, what? It's my baby brother again. I'll see you guys in a second. If this'll. There we go. We're just gonna let him be in here while we do this. But I still see Green Bay. But like I was saying, if Kyle Allen takes them to the playoffs and they win a couple games in the playoffs, based on what they did last year, they're probably gonna want to keep Kyle around. I'm not gonna say that, but all right, Atlanta versus New Orleans. Another basically easy game. Atlanta probably also considering tanking. After this game, they definitely will be tanking. Alright, and entering our last two games, Minnesota v. Dallas. This is obviously a Minnesota win. Dallas is insanely mediocre, actually probably below average. They are not a good team. 4-5. I mean, you get it. The other person in the division's 5-3 or something. I don't know. You guys, the NFC East division is really bad. I mean, it's at the point to where the Redskins, if they got lucky, could take the division in a matter of 5 weeks. It's not good. Seattle versus San Francisco. I honestly think San Francisco gets another win. Yeah, my baby brother's just gonna hang out in my room with me. This is a long video already. We're only like half of the way done. No, not even. Alright, He's right beside me. You want to say something to him? Say it right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it right there.
Are you happy?
Yeah. Are you guys happy? Huh? Like my video? Alright. So let's check out the standings, see what changed. Nothing really changed in the AFC North. Except for that the Ravens increased their lead on everyone else. And at this point, they're probably close to clinching. NFC North, also nothing really changed. I mean, like nothing at all changed. Alright, AFC South. I don't remember anything. I'm not, Ellis, I can't say how old I am. Alright, so, and also the Chargers have taken second seed in their division. Alright, let's go on to week 11. Alright, here we go. AFC Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. This is probably a matchup a lot of people want to see, which is probably why it's on Thursday Night Football. I say Pittsburgh kind of looks at Cleveland and they're like, man, you guys are the Browns and we're the Steelers. And we're sticking around for a little while longer and we're going to win this game. Because they probably are like, we can beat the division. We can win the division. And there you go. Oh, my God.
It's joking.
Yeah, I'm just joking. When I start doing that, he thinks I'm actually crying. Jacksonville, Indianapolis. I mean, they're coming off of a well-needed bye week after that. They've got Nick Foles back. And I think he puts on a show against a divisional opponent.
I think it's joking.
Yeah, I am just joking. He keeps on asking me. Ooh. He wants to say something. What?
How old are you?
Don't actually comment that. Alright, so here we go. And the third matchup, Buffalo, Miami. Ooh. This is another one. This is when Miami really starts to regret that win they had.
How old are you guys?
Alice. You silly boy. Anyways, Baltimore, Houston. A pretty good game, I should say. I think Houston coming off of a bye week. The division's getting pretty tight. They're second in the division. They need this win. Baltimore is kind of sitting on a little cushion they have above Pittsburgh. Ellis, don't do that. He's starting to, my Super Bowl champion shirt. Not shirt. Poster. He's starting to destroy it. Alright, but I still think Baltimore pushes Houston a little farther down. Like, they were 6-3, now they're 6-4. They're starting to kind of realize, like, oh, we're bad. Oakland, I say they have bad times, but they're playing Cincinnati, and they're a pretty meh team. So I say that they take that win, take that dub over the Bengals. And now the Bengals are actually, I mean, when you're 0-10, there's no point in you guys winning games, because I think going 0-16 is much, much better.
I would say something to them.
He wants to say something again. I'm sorry. If you don't have something,
are you 2 years old?
He said, "Are you 3 years old?" Because he's 3 years old, right? High five. Yeah. All right. Kansas City versus Chargers. I think Kansas. Bye. All right. He's going bye. All right. The Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes gets another win against the Chargers. They just, after, with Patrick Mahomes being injured, their division is actually starting. I'm going to go somewhere to where it'll be just a little bit noisy, there we go. I think that this is probably going to be a better game, but I think it's at this point that the Chargers start getting a little better, which is why I think this is an insanely close game, like their games were last year. All right, Jets versus the Redskins. A lot of people will probably instantly go Jets, but here's the deal. Washington, Dwayne Haskins has improved significantly. He's played 2 halves in a full game. 2 halves and a full game. Is that my? Oh, thank you.
It's yours.
Okay, he just gave me a ruler. Thank you. You're awesome. Alright. But here's the deal. Washington, Dwayne Haskins is probably gonna, if he keeps improving the way that he has been improving, I'm sorry, my video cut out, then this will be a great game. And also, they're getting Darius Geis back, Their running game's been over the last couple of weeks. That wasn't me kissing my brother. That was me making emphasis. So I think they get. That was him kissing me.
I did kiss you.
You silly boy. Alright. Alright, so, Ellis, please no.
I just it you again.
Alright, I'm back. I think Washington takes this one. I mean, I think they'll regret it later. But I do think they win this. A well-needed loss for the Jets. And Minnesota pretty much gets another easy win here. I mean, Denver is coming off of a win against the, what's it called? Browns. So they're probably like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. But no, Minnesota's like, calm down, man. You're not going to win your division. There's no point. All right. And New England, it's an easy win against Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a trash team, really. Nothing good going for them. They've got Carson Wentz, who you all know is going to get injured in the coming weeks. So look out for that. But anyways, here we go. New Orleans versus Tampa Bay.
It's yours.
It is? Oh, he's handing me a ladder. Alright, I think New Orleans, Drew Brees, very elite against this Tampa. Ellis, stay down there. Alright. But yeah, I think this is an easy one. Another pretty good game here. But I have to say, Ellis, stop. I have to say, I think Detroit starts making it. Ellis! Stop. You're going to destroy that chair. Detroit starts making a case for itself in wanting to, bye-bye. He's leaving. In wanting to take the division, and as it stands right now, they're pretty far away, but you never know. They just want to get into the playoffs. Atlanta versus Carolina. If you're talking about Kyle Allen's future, I'm sorry for giving you epilepsy. I think this is a game that helps Kyle Allen's case. He just really pounds the ball down at Atlanta's throat. And Atlanta really probably lets him do it too. Kyle Allen this is basically a game for Kyle Allen just to look good, do good, and win. Alright, now here's the deal. This is going to be a close game. Because look, last time they played, which was just a week ago exactly, it was 25-28. This time, though, I do think the 49ers still win, but I don't think it's convincingly. I think instead of the Cardinals trying to lead a comeback, I think the 49ers do actually lead a late game comeback and win. Rams versus the Bears. I think this is when Mitch Trubisky is on the point of becoming a Marcus Mariota. I think Jared Goff kind of shows him that because, I think the Rams are a pretty big sleeper team because no one really thinks of them as, Super Bowl champions anymore. It's like, oh, mediocre Rams. But I think the Rams are kind of like, all right, everybody, we're coming back. And at the end of Week 11, it looks like that they are 7-3, making a good case for the playoffs. It's going to be a tight race for the playoffs, which is not good for teams like the Giants and the Redskins, who are 2-8. Who's ever second place in the NFC East can basically just kiss playoff away because there's no way that they're good. All right. Right now, the worst team in the NFL is the Bengals, obviously. So, yeah. Week 12. If you don't want a long video, then this was not for you. Here we go again. AFC, Houston v. Indianapolis. This is a show-off. Good Thursday night. I always start talking good about these games, and then I realize, oh wait, they're Thursday night. Of course. Yeah, it did it again. Afterwards, y'all kind of realize, like, oh wait, that was not a good game. But I think Houston gets another win, and I think they start clawing their way back to another division title. But we'll see after this game. And Pittsburgh still kind of in there fighting for their division. They get a win over Cincinnati, who at this point is tanking. You don't know why you try to win. I know that the Browns, and they went 0-16. They were desperately trying to see. Now they're trying to get in the playoffs. They were desperately trying to win their last game because, it's your last game, and they've already clinched first round. But, it's always just nice, Anyways, Denver versus Buffalo. I remember when I was making my original, if it cuts out, I'm sorry, my original predictions, and I was all like, oh, this is going to be a good game. But now, at this point in the season, it's obviously a Buffalo game. Okay, if you're a Buffalo fan, this is a game to watch. I mean, think about it. This is going to be an easy win for your team. The Broncos are trash. I mean, look, maybe Brandon Allen might bring, a little life, and I'm sorry, that's good sports. I watch you, and I always will, but I do not agree with you saying that the Broncos are elite. He never has said that, but I'm just going to put that out there for him to get mad at me about. Cleveland versus... It's official. I hate my phone. Yes, I know. Very controversial statement. But I hate my phone because it always makes me glitch out of videos. Alright, Cleveland, Miami. Cleveland at this point, I mean, let's face it, they're 2-8. There's really nothing they're playing for. I mean, they're already practically knocked out. They have to win out, and I don't know if there's even still a chance of them making the playoffs. But they win this game because Miami is really, really bad. If Miami somehow wins this game, or if they win another game again, if they lose another game, and then, I don't know, but at this point, it's like, they're so stupid, because they make all the worst decisions, because you have to make bad decisions to get to the point to where your fans want you to start tanking. But if you refuse to tank, and you, come back from a bad start and actually do pretty good, that is not good. You want the first overall pick. Because they were already loaded up with first-round picks, right? So you want every single other team to lose. You want yourself to lose. So you get the best possible pick. So that way you get the top elite collegiate players. So even if one of them is draft bust, guess what? Not all of them are going to be. You're guaranteed a good player in that position. But not if you do that. All right, Oakland versus the Jets. Oakland gets another easy win. Like I said, I think they're going to start doing worse, and I stand by that. I mean, 6-5. But really, they get 2 easy wins right off the bat. Not right off the bat, but after me saying that. In Jacksonville, Tennessee, Nick Foles comes in there, and he beats up the rested Titans. Okay, Titans now. Well, it's basically a rematch from earlier when the Jacksonville Jaguars won, and now the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win again. Yeah. All right. So I have to say, Nick Foles is pretty good. I don't think he's the best, but he's pretty good. Dallas, New England. For some reason, after people start getting really, if you wonder what this is, spinning around that ruler that Ellis gave me earlier. New England, but this is an obvious New England win. Dallas is at this point in a tight division battle, so they need this win, but they're in a tight division battle with another bad team. So really, it's all about head to head. At this point, I think that, I don't know, Baltimore versus LA. I think Baltimore wins because they beat the Patriots, and guess who couldn't in the Super Bowl? Jared Goff. And also because I think that LA, I said they were a sleeper team, but they're going to stay a sleeper team. They're probably going to sneak into the playoffs, but I think it's going to be unconvincingly. It's going to come to playoff time, and they're going to be oh wait, the Rams are in the playoffs. How will that happen? I don't think it's going to all of a sudden they start winning a bunch of games. I think it's going to they win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1, get to the playoffs, and they win a bunch. All right. NYG Chicago. This is a good game for the Redskins, who probably don't want to get 4th. Because I think Chicago wins this. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Washington and New York are probably already knocked out of the playoffs at this point. But, hey, I don't know. Tampa Bay, wow, v Atlanta. Atlanta, let's look down here. Really, 2-8 versus 1-9. At this point, it's like, if Atlanta wins this, it's so dumb. Because they're both, at this point, cannot win their divisions. There's nothing, really, they're playing for. I think at this point, it's a fight for draft position. But I still think that Tampa Bay takes this win, and now Atlanta kind of sits back and they're like, finally. Now we don't have to do much. We're 1-10. Good draft position. Here we come. Detroit versus Washington. Like I said, Detroit is battling for its spot in the playoffs again. They want to go back to the playoffs. Matthew Stafford wants to prove he's a good quarterback, and this is a game for him to do that. I mean, I was talking about Dwayne Haskins and stuff, but really, they just can't beat Detroit. I realize I sound like a Detroit fan. I'm not. All right, and then they go to New Orleans. Interesting game. This is, when you look at it, I'm pretty sure like the Panthers are 3 games off, so if they lose this one, might not be able to make it back into division titlehood. But I think Kyle Allen has a lot to learn, and Drew Brees is going to show him that. He's like, don't get hyped up about your career yet, young man, because Drew Brees is going to take you to town and beat you. All right, Green Bay versus San Francisco. Here we go. Seattle obviously wins this matchup. I'm joking. Green Bay versus San Francisco. San Francisco at this point is 11-0, 10-0. I don't know. They have lost none. Green Bay is like, all right, we're gonna knock you off of your pedestal real quick, boy. 8-2. But I really think that San Francisco is putting up a case for going 16-0 here. They just took out probably one of the last good teams that they're going to have to play. And now they're 11-0. Yeah, sure. All right, and here we go. Another divisional game on Sunday night is Seattle versus Philadelphia. And I think Russell Wilson is elite, and I do not think that Carson Wentz is elite. I think NFC East is starting to look bad in this week. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, every single NFC East team has lost. I mean, really bad if the winner was 7-9, but that might be what it comes down to. Russell Wilson, elite. Everyone thought, including myself, it was kind of like a known fact, unless you were a Seattle Seahawks fan, that last year was kind of a fluke because they were supposed to lose a lot last year. This year, there was nothing, oh my God, they are really good this year. They're just like coming out of nowhere every single year. They just cannot be bad. Russell Wilson is that good. People always say that he's really bad every single year, and he just proves them wrong. I don't know. Alright, when we look at it, it's not looking too good for some teams. Alright. Let's head on. My Snapchat just came down and said, you wondering what that was? People keep on adding to their stories, and Snapchat thinks I care. I don't. Alright, here we go. NYJ versus Cincinnati. This is a game for draft position, and I think Cincinnati is so horrible and so freaking bad that the Jets just go to town. They're like, yay! We get to win a game. What are they right now? What do I have them at? The 3-9. So they're 2-9 going into this game against an 0-11 team. That is what you call complete and total recklessness. If you win a game when you're 2-9, I don't see the point in your life right now. Why are you winning this game? Do you have some sort of issue to where you just have to win, even though you're 3-9? I don't know. Oakland versus Kansas City. Surprisingly, this is probably a game that has a lot of divisional expectations. Because really, if Raiders lose this, they're out, and Kansas City wins this, and they're about to clinch. It's not really what you expect to hear whenever I say something like, oh, this is a divisional match. Important, but hey, Kansas City wins. Patrick Mahomes, he wins 2 or 3 games, I forgot what I said. And then he gets a bye week, kind of like, all right, so We just beat up everybody. Let's rest before we go out there and do it again. Then Tennessee, Indianapolis. I think this division starts turning themselves down right now. Tennessee is 4-7, trying to get back up there. The Colts have somehow fallen down to 6-5. I think Jacoby Brissett kind of like, hey, we gotta win this because we don't want to go 6-6. So let's just beat them right now. And boom. Tennessee was looking hot. Now they're not. That rhymed. Yes, I know. All right, Chargers versus the Colts. This is probably going to help them out. I say the Chargers win. I say Chargers versus the Colts. I'm so stupid. Chargers versus the Broncos. The Broncos really had no hope going into this season. Don't have much going out. Yeah. Chargers looked bad towards the beginning of the year, but now times are kind of looking up. Let's see how well they do. All right, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. I think this is kind of like the point where a lot of Steelers fans are probably going like, oh yeah, man, we're back up there. And I think Cleveland kind of obeys the hype here. They're like, all right, let's just get a win. Because at this point, they haven't gotten a win in a while. They kind of need this win. All right, New England v. Houston. New England, I don't understand them. Y'all seem to win the playoffs. Win the Super Bowl every single year. And you'd think after winning like a bunch in the 2000s, you'd slow down in the 2010s. No, you guys are getting better every single year. Which is why I think you guys beat the Texans. And now you guys have probably already clinched Super Bowl with 11-1. The worst you could be is 11-5. Think about that. That is a great thought to have. All right, Buffalo versus Dallas. Another pretty easy game for Buffalo. Dallas at this point is in a very easy division, even though we look down one game and you see that game. But yeah, basically I already said what I'm going to do. Philadelphia wins that game. So this basically just bumps Philadelphia up. But yeah, Buffalo is kind of just racking off NFC teams at this point. NFC East teams at this point. They're just taking those 4 games and like +4 wins. Alright. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, I'm going to say Jacksonville wins here. Because, Nick Foles is really good. Are they still in contention here? Yeah, they are. They're 7-5. So it looks like the top 3 teams here are tied, which is good for those 3 teams. All right, San Francisco versus Baltimore. Baltimore took off the Patriots. Could they pick off? What was I going to say? San Francisco? No, they cannot. San Francisco is going to win this game. I think they're getting pretty lucky at this point. They're getting hard games, and they're somehow winning them. So, yes. All right, Chicago at Detroit. This is Thanksgiving. Everyone is at Atlanta. Also Thanksgiving. So, I guess they've gone from 2 Thanksgiving games to 1. Because, remember, Washington used to play every year at Thanksgiving, but now they don't. Now it's just Detroit and Atlanta. Pretty good, I guess. But anyways, I think this is Chicago saying, hey guys, you guys are on a winning streak. Let me just patch you there. I think this is when Chase Daniels kind of steps in at this point. This is the point where I say Chase Daniels steps in. And repeat that. Alright? They're 4-7. What's the point in keeping Mitch Trubisky around? Just put in the old Chase Daniels. Yeah, so they do. New Orleans versus Atlanta. Yeah, easy win for New Orleans. Atlanta, like I said so many other times, they win this game, there's no point. There's points for the Redskins winning. Probably points for the Giants winning. They both have, rookie quarterbacks who are trying to win. Points for Arizona winning. There's a point for Arizona winning. There's a lot of teams who should be tanking who are not for good reasons. There is no good reason for Atlanta. They need new players. Washington and Arizona and Giants, they've got the guys they want for the future, okay? So they don't really need draft position right now. I mean, draft position would be good. They don't really need that, okay? They need to work up the talent that they already have, okay? Anyways, an easy win there for Green Bay. The Giants at this point, they're just trying to get Danny Dimes to do something here. Green Bay is just trying to clinch their division. Washington versus Carolina. I'll be at this game. In Charlotte, I'll be there. I'll be sitting in the stands, way up at the top nosebleed seats, but I will be there to watch Kyle Allen smack some booty against the Redskins. All right, this is already the longest video ever. LA versus Arizona. I think this is a point where Arizona surprises everybody and shows that they still have the drive too. When you look at it, they have the smallest chance basically and possible to make the playoffs if they win out and they go crazy. So they kind of show the Rams like, hey, we want to win, we want to make it. Let's go. All right, Minnesota, Seattle. I think I said earlier that the Rams had won the Super Bowl last year. They didn't. Minnesota and Seattle. I think this is a Minnesota dub here. I'm talking like a Minnesota fan. I am a Redskins fan. I'm a fan of a 2-10 team. Minnesota beats Seattle because no matter how Russell Wilson's carrying this team, maybe Chris Carson, but I think Minnesota is a pretty good all-around team. They got good receivers. They've got Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins is pretty good. Yeah. He was just getting settled in last year. And when you look at it, man. That's nice. That's nice, man. You got 1-11 teams. Wow. All right, anyways. On to week 14. This is a long video. All right, first game, Baltimore versus Buffalo. This is a big play because I don't know if Buffalo can really take the division anymore, but they kind of got to win a bunch. I mean, there's like a small, real unrealistic hope. I think this is a great game here. I think when it comes down to it, I think Buffalo has the potential. I mean, when you know that you have a small chance to beat the Patriots and take the division, you do that. Okay? You got that drive in you. Alright, another game that's pretty much bleh. I mean, don't know why you'd watch this one. Cleveland takes a whip and goes to town on Cincinnati. Completely destroys them. And a rematch. Bum, 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 bum. Of Miami's first win. Except for at this point, hopefully, Brian Flores is like, oh yes, I'm supposed to be losing. And he does realize that when the Jets are kind of like, come back here, boy. And they take him and they throw his head into a wood chipper. But meanwhile, his ghost comes up and snaps their neck. Because in reality, this is not a good win for the Jets. Denver versus Houston. Another easy win. Another easy loss for Denver, I should say. As now, they are 3-10. Yep. Pretty much no more chance of division or playoffs here. LAFC versus Jacksonville. Two pretty good teams. But I'm going to have to say LAC does what's best, and they take out the Jacksonville Jaguars. Philadelphia Fivers, like I said, they're doing better, and this kind of proves it. I mean, they're in contention for their division right now. They just gotta win a few more games. All right, KC versus NE. Patricia Mahomes right now is on fire, I think. He's set to win his first Super Bowl. I don't know if he will, though. Haven't predicted it yet. But I do think he wins here. And now New England, they were like 7-0 and 8, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go 16-0. No. Now you guys are tied with the Bills at 11-2. Ooh, things are getting running out of battery. Things are getting pretty nifty up in AFC East town. Ooh, yeah. Tennessee versus Oakland. Oakland is clinging to dear hope that they can make it, and it shows here whenever they beat Tennessee. And now they're just like, please, let something strange happen to where we magically are able to make the playoffs. Please. Oh, he's back. Alright, so now we have Indianapolis versus Tampa Bay. This is basically a game where Indianapolis is basically just gifted a win. She's like, alright, now we got another win. And like dancing, like, oh yeah, guys, let's go, we won, oh yeah. Pittsburgh versus Arizona. This is Arizona for sure. Kyler Murray can run all over that field. Pittsburgh is kind of... He came in here, and now he's kind of laying on the floor over there. Can't even see him because of my chair. Alright, NFC. Dallas versus Chicago. Thursday night football. Ellis, you okay?
Yeah.
Alright, he says yeah. I think Dallas gets its first win in a while. I mean, they've been needing one. And I think they just kind of go up Chicago. And like, alright, we won. They've been clinging to dear hope of a division without winning. That's how bad the NFC East is. Carolina versus Atlanta. This is another chance for Kyler Murray just to kind of go off and beat the crap out of Atlanta. Okay? And another thing, this is a chance for Aaron Rodgers to be like, whoa, free win against Washington, let's go. And to the San Francisco 49ers, they're 12-0. I don't think they're undefeated after this. I think New Orleans, they've been getting lucky with these good teams, and they've been barely beating them. I think New Orleans is that team that gets that win. Alright. Detroit versus Minnesota. Detroit's looking for a comeback. A revenge game against Minnesota. But I still think Minnesota wins this one. It's not going to be a slugfest like the last one was, but I still think they win. Seattle versus LA. Seattle, Russell Wilson. Seattle wins, obviously. I mean, LA, I said they were being a good team, but they're losing sometimes, and they might not even make the playoffs. And Philadelphia is also gifted a game, because the Giants, this is Monday Night Football. I don't know why. Don't get mad at me. I have no clue. This is just... There's no point in even talking about this one. Going into week 15. Here's what it looks like. So, there's a few tight divisions like AFC South, NFC North, NFC East, really. I mean, when a 7-6 team is winning a division, something is up. Something is definitely up. Here we go. We're starting up at the top here. NYJ versus Baltimore. Baltimore not tanking. Oh my God, this will be such a... It's like I might watch this game just so I can see like this spectacle of how badly the Patriots can just completely blow out, shut out, destroy. I don't care how you want to say it. The Bengals. This is... Wow. Denver versus Kansas City. This is just Kansas City putting a cushion around their division, probably clinching. I don't know. This is Kansas City just tying the ribbon. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. they get this dub. I think Pittsburgh at this point has been knocked out of the playoffs probably. I mean, remember last year it was like if it was a tie, Colts, Titans, that one game, then they would go to the playoffs. That was kind of insane. I was actually hoping for a tie because I don't root for AFC. I was like, that'd be kind of cool, though, for like them to slip in the playoffs that way. Just like show Antonio Brown what's up. Like, hey, what's wrong with you? Houston versus Tennessee. This is Houston. I think this is basically Houston kind of putting Jacksonville out of their misery. So, all right, Jacksonville, you've been somehow hanging with us this whole time. Not anymore. And I think Jacksonville kind of fights back, though. I think Nick Foles is like, we're not going to quit. We're going to try to make the playoffs. I'm going to show you guys what's up. And they beat the Raiders, who really have no point. And this is also going to be an interesting game to watch. Miami versus the Giants. How good of a game will this be? I think, though, the Giants have the upper hand with Danny Dimes. They have a better running game, better receivers, Giants win. Cleveland, Arizona. You're expecting me to say Arizona, aren't you? Nope. I'm saying Cleveland because they have talent. They just don't know how to use it. Play calling is bad. Maybe at this point, the Browns will figure out how to use it. I mean, at this point, there's really no point. Ooh, Minnesota versus the Chargers. This is a battle of two Titans who are trying to get to their divisions. And I think the Chargers start to take their division with a win here, trying to chase the Chiefs, who have just won a few. Okay. Indianapolis versus New Orleans. New Orleans is a much better team. New Orleans wins here. And if you heard me fart, I'm sorry. And now the Colts are pretty much like, we're done. Why are we still here? I mean, look, they are 8-6, which is not a position you like to be in. Because while they could still measure a division title or something like that, it's not likely. And now Detroit gets gifted a win. They probably have a very slim chance to make the playoffs, and this just helps them out even more. Meanwhile, Green Bay also gets a win to help it against, because, Minnesota, Green Bay, they were tied. Now, Minnesota lost, and Green Bay takes a dub against Chicago, because Chicago's defense is trash. All right, Seattle versus Carolina. I think Kyle Allen is probably getting pretty well respected in the NFL, but I think Russell Wilson shows him what's up right about now. Makes a good case for Cam, probably. He's like, boom, out of my city, even though I'm in your city. I think Carolina now is entering the realm of, are we going to make the playoffs? Because we certainly were, now we're not. And also Philadelphia is now gifted a win against the Redskins. Okay? And then San Francisco is gifted a win against the Falcons. And I think, quite honestly, that the Rams, they're doing pretty good. They start getting into the conversation now. Because they beat Dallas, who are probably at this point basically out of the playoffs. And now people are starting to go like, hey, the Rams are actually pretty far up there. And as we head into Week 16, let's check out some of these. Looking nice. And, 6-8. Dallas is not looking too well. Not looking well at all. What's up? What's going on, Dallas? You guys okay? Yeah. Alright. Here we go. Baltimore versus Cleveland. Baltimore wins this. They're just clinching the division. At this point, they're just trying to get the number 1 seed. Okay. Oakland versus LAC. I'll enable that. Oakland, LAC. The Raiders at this point, they're not making the playoffs. I think there's a chance the Chargers. I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, there's no way. So now both of these teams are just playing for playoff spots. And I think the Chargers are more desperate. This is a game. Now, this is a game. This is a game that a lot of people are going to be wanting to watch because this is a temple. This is number 1 pick here. Loser of this game gets basically gifted number 1 pick. And I honestly think Cincinnati is better at losing than the Dolphins. Because the Dolphins have this bad habit of getting good. Pittsburgh versus Jets. I think Pittsburgh gets a win here that they don't really want. And this is a nasty game. This is not a pretty game to watch. I think the Patriots are being threatened by another team who has a really good chance. I'm sorry if my screen looks crappy, but I don't want it to die before I get done with playoffs and stuff. I think New England takes this dub, and they basically secure the division unless something completely catastrophic happens. Because I think New England, they're like, you know what, we haven't lost a division in so long, we're not going to do it this year, and they show the Bills that. Detroit versus Denver, I don't even know if it's possible for Detroit at this point, who are 8-6-1, might be possible to make the playoffs, but if they do, it'll be because they're gifted easy games like against Denver, and Houston basically just clinches against Tampa Bay. Both of these teams are in need of a win, but I think Kyle Allen shows Jacoby Brissett that he is ready to be a really good NFL quarterback, and Jacksonville is gifted a win against Atlanta. So now Indianapolis is pretty much knocked out of the playoffs. New Orleans is really pushing up the ranks here. They clinched division a while ago, and now they're just eating. They're being fed by the Titans. Kansas City versus Chicago. I think Chase Daniels surprises everybody here and comes out and grabs a dub against the Chiefs. Okay, I think the Chiefs are like, what? This is not possible. And they lose. LA versus San Francisco. I don't even know if this has any real emphasis on any games here. Yeah, it doesn't really change anything. Yeah, but I think San Francisco wins this. And yeah, they win this. Washington versus NYG. This is a pretty easy Washington win. Washington's a much better team than the Giants. But they are worse at tanking. They make bad decisions, and, you know, their owners are like, let's not tank. Dallas versus... this is a good game, and I don't think that Dallas is good, but I think they're good enough to kind of walk in here and be like, hey, we want this win. So they beat the crap out of the Eagles to get this dub. Arizona versus Seattle. Does Arizona have a chance? No, they're 6-7-1. There's no chance of them making the playoffs. But you remember what happened last year? I mean, I think Arizona wins. I think they pull off a surprising one, really just to get their fans hyped up and make more money. But hey, they get this dub. Green Bay versus Minnesota. I think Green Bay, they were ahead basically the whole year. They go ahead even more and beat Minnesota. Alright, going in here, this is a look at everyone. Things aren't looking too hot for some teams. Things are looking pretty good for others. Alright, here we go. We're getting into it. AFC. Cleveland gets a good win. Cincinnati goes 0-16. Yippee! Buffalo really wins this for no good reason. There's no point. They gifted a win. LAC versus Kansas City. This is a Kansas City win. Patrick Mahomes basically goes undefeated in the time that he's back on the field. And he wins that. Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. Indianapolis wins this. Jacoby Brissett basically is like, remember at the beginning of the year when I was doing really well? I'm still here. And then New England gets a free win at the end. Well, probably it's not Tom Brady winning this. It's whoever is second in command. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. This is no good game. Not a game I would watch. But I think Baltimore wins this. They just get a free win. So do them. So do them. Like at this point, I was basically picking up the teams who need to lose. Like Denver, they're basically giving up. Tennessee, they haven't won a game while I've been over. Okay. I know I'm not explaining them much, but there's not much I can do. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay gets one of the rare wins towards the end of the season. They end the season at 4-12, which is not good. Dallas gets a free win, as does Philadelphia. Man, how could you do that, Dallas? They go 8-8, but yet they come so close to winning the division. Green Bay versus Detroit. I think Green Bay has rested its starters at this point. No, that's not good to say, but I think that's what happens. I think that's why Detroit wins. Okay. Carolina, New Orleans. I think New Orleans takes a W here against Carolina. Kyle Allen probably gets carried away and finds a way to lose. Chicago versus Minnesota. This is a game that Chicago should throw and Minnesota should win. LA versus Arizona. I think LA wins here. Like I said, they find a way to make the playoffs, and I don't know if they do yet. San Francisco versus Seattle. I think San Francisco is also resting their starters, even against Russell Wilson. So yeah, there we have it. Let's check it out. Ooh, it looks like the Panthers just barely missed the playoffs, as did the Lions. But they were the closest to make the playoffs. 7th seed is so close to 6th seed. Yeah. So somehow a 9-7 team gets in the 4th seed, meanwhile the 6th seed is held by an 11-5 team. Look at the AFC. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, anyways, let's go on to the playoffs. Here we go. AFC, Buffalo versus Houston. Buffalo gets its first win in the playoffs in years. Okay, because I think Buffalo's better defense, and Houston, they lost in the wild card last year. They lose in the wild card this year. LAC versus Baltimore. He also gets revenge. This is a rematch of the basically exact same teams from last year. It is the exact same teams, but they're in the exact same position. Minnesota versus Philadelphia. Yeah, Minnesota. Philadelphia 9-7. Barely slipped into the playoffs for the trash division. Minnesota's just like, no, that's not happening. Green Bay gets another win. Russell Wilson is elite, but not elite enough to beat Green Bay. And here we go. And now we're getting to the division rounds. Things are getting pretty... Whoa, only 8 teams left. Baltimore versus Kansas City. I think Patrick Mahomes wins this. And yeah. And I think Buffalo puts on a show against New England. I think this is a come from behind barely winning. I think this might be like a 1-point win. I don't think it's much. I think New England beat them twice, and I think Buffalo beats them once. So now New England will not be winning this Super Bowl. San Francisco also wins this after going 4-12 last year, and now they're doing all this. It's pretty insane. But yeah, I think when you start the year off 9-0, I don't think you go one and done in the playoffs. Minnesota versus New Orleans. This is a New Orleans win. Yeah, they get revenge on the Vikings for Minnesota Miracle. Now we're in the conference. Almost at the Super Bowl. Bills versus Kansas City. The Bills, they're probably feeling pretty good. Patrick Mahomes really wants to get his first win. in a Super Bowl appearance, and he does that. I don't think Josh Allen, you gotta remember Josh Allen is a quarterback, can lead a team to a Super Bowl. I think he comes close, though. San Francisco versus New Orleans, I think they win. Like that. I didn't even look at it when we switch it over here. The 49ers did worse. Super Bowl. Here we go. This is what it should have. No, I thought it was Saints. So anyways, I don't think a backup quarterback from a few years ago can win Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but I think Patrick Mahomes gets his first Super Bowl win ever. Whoa! Yeah. Very, very, very way too long video. I'm not good at the NFL.